Today's class is called Rest and Digest. It's great to do after you've eaten. We're going to be focusing on expanding our 360 breath, which will help cue the parasympathetic nervous system. That's in charge of resting and digesting our food. Our sympathetic nervous system is our fight or flight nervous system. So right now, we want to trigger that rest and digest so that we can digest our food better. I have a couple props here. I have a foam roller, a yoga block, and a yoga tune-up ball. This one happens to be called a Gorgeous ball. It's really squishy. If you have any of these things, if you do not, you can use a pillow, you can use a towel or a blanket rolled up at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and start seated on my yoga block just because that makes a seated position a little bit more comfortable for me to be able to elevate my hips so it feels a little bit more comfortable, but you definitely don't have to. Eyes can be open or closed. Let your hands rest anywhere. They can be on your lap, somewhere on your body, maybe chest, belly, ribs. And just start to notice your breath, whatever you're naturally breathing like right now. And each time you breathe in, see if you can make your inhale even bigger than the last. Exhaling the breath out all the way. Make this next inhale even bigger than the last. Fully exhale through your nose or your mouth. Now we're really going to focus on the expansion in the rib cage. So as you inhale, focus on the feeling of the ribs expanding side to side. Fully exhaling. On your next inhale, focus on the feeling of the ribs expanding front and back. Fully exhaling. On this inhale, feel that full 360-degree expansion front, side, and back. Fully exhale. Take a few more of these deep 360 breaths. And just notice any differences, maybe in your state of mind, maybe your heartbeat, any feeling of a sense of calm or relaxation. If your eyes were closed, you can open them. Release your arms down. Sit up nice and tall. So think about your head stacking over your shoulders, over your pelvis. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder without your upper back or your shoulders rounding forward. If you want to stretch a little bit more, grab onto that left ear with the right hand and just pull a little bit more if that feels good on the left side of the neck. And again, really feel that big 360 breath. So while we're moving, we're trying to keep that rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system. Staying relaxed. Come back up, release it down. Left ear to the shoulder. Don't let your posture round. Left hand will come over toward the right ear. Pull the head a little bit further into your stretch if you'd like. Come back up, release it down. Alternate rolling one shoulder back at a time. Make these circles as big as you can. You can let the ribs move a little bit. So it's okay if the ribs rotate side to side a little bit. That's just adding a little thoracic rotation. Reach your right arm up. Left palm will come down onto the ground, or fingertips if that's what reaches. Reach your right shoulder blade, your right scapula up. Reach your right fingertips up so the whole right side of the body is really lifting up. Left ear will come to the shoulder. Side bend a little bit further toward the left. So we're feeling this in the right side of the ribs or the right side of that thoracic spine. If the left hand is on the ground, really press into that left palm like you're trying to push your right ribs away from you. Pushing your right ribs over toward the right to get deeper into a stretch for the right side of the ribs. Big 360 breath. Come back up. Left arm up, glide that left scapula up, left fingertips, right ear will release to the shoulder. If the right hand can comfortably come to the ground, really press into that right palm. Feel your left ribs move out to the side. So we're getting this big stretch along the left side of the ribs, almost as if we could breathe in between the ribs. So we have these intercostal muscles in between the ribs. So we really want to create space there. That's going to help us with that bigger, more expansive breath. Come back up. Bring your fingertips to the shoulders. Sit up nice and tall. Take a big inhale here. Think about the top of your head lifting up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, rotate just in the rib cage, so nothing down near the pelvis. Rotate maybe 1 inch to the right. Hold here for a big 360 inhale. Full exhale. Inhale back to center. Lengthen the spine, sit up tall. Exhale, rotate just in the ribs, maybe 1 inch to the left. So we're rotating the thoracic spine. Feel that 360 inhale in the ribs here. Let it all the way out. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Big breath in. Full exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate in your ribs to the left. Big 360 inhale and exhale. Inhale back to center. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. You can start doing this as fast as you'd like, but we're just rotating in the ribs. Exhale when you rotate. Inhale back to center. So you can really pick up the pace, whatever feels comfortable. Keeping that big inhale and exhale. Finish your last one. Release your arms down. We're going to come into a quadruped position. So lift off the block or anything you might have been sitting on, and we'll make our way into a quadruped. Shoulders right over the wrist, hips over the knees. Lift the front of your throat so the neck is in a neutral position. We're going to step our right foot out to the side. It might be a little bit further back. That's fine. We just want to be able to have the right toes facing forward. Reach your right arm out to the side. Similar to what we just did in that seated rotation, we're going to inhale, turn your ribs 1 inch to the right. So we're not letting the pelvis move. We're just rotating the thoracic spine. As you exhale, slowly let it all the way out as you reach this right arm any amount to the left. So now the thoracic spine, our rib cage is rotating to the left. Full expansive inhale, rotate your ribs to the right. Slowly let it out. Exhale, reach that right arm toward the left. One more big inhale as the ribs rotate to the right. Full exhale. Bring that right hand down. Right knee steps to quadruped. Left foot steps out to the side. Press into the pinky toe side of that left foot. Lift the front of your throat so the neck is in a neutral position. Find your neutral pelvis by lifting your pubic bone up to the belly. Left arm reaches out. Full 360 inhale as the ribs turn maybe 1 or 2 inches to the left. Slowly exhale as you reach this left arm toward the right. Inhale, 360 degrees, rotate to the left without turning the pelvis. Full, slow exhale as you rotate the ribs toward the right. One more, big 360 inhale, rotate the rib cage to the left. Slowly let it all the way out. Really empty that exhale as you turn your ribs to the right. Plant the hand down. Come back to quadruped. And now we'll stretch it out with some cat-cow. So just see what feels good as you cat-cow here. You can make some circular motions. Just pay attention to any sensations you feel as we move things around, keeping that calming 360 breath. So you want to keep ourselves in that rest and digest state. If we're in that fight or flight state, we have a hard time digesting the food, which is why we need to be in that rest and digest stage after we eat. We're gonna end with some big 360 breaths in child's pose. Now it will be more of a supported child's pose to help with that digestion. So here's where your prop's gonna come in. If you've got a foam roller, you can put the foam roller in between the legs and find any option for a child's pose, maybe on the foam roller. You can use your yoga block, lowest setting if that feels best, and just place it either somewhere along the belly or near the chest if that feels okay. You might need to prop it up with some pillows, and you're gonna child's pose over the block. If you've got one of these tune-up balls or a pillow, something that's a little bit bigger, you're gonna place that somewhere along the abdomen or the torso, and you can support it by using as many blocks or props as you want to kind of prop up your upper body. We want to be pretty comfortable here, so we don't want to be in any type of pain or discomfort. And we'll really focus on that 360 breath. So this type of squishy tune-up ball is one of my favorite things to do after I eat. It's squishy enough that you can really breathe into the ball. So really just focus on that huge inhale, feeling the ribs expand side to side, front and back. If it feels good to move around a little bit or wiggle or rock or sway on top of whatever you're on, move in any way you'd like. And you'll just stay here as long as you need, taking these 360 breaths, really allowing our body to stay in that rest and digest state.